I'm Ajinkya from FirstSportz, and today we have a very special guest with us with one of the most inspirational stories out there. So, Impa, how are you today?
I'm great. Thank you. Appreciate y'all too nice. How you doing today?
Yeah, man. So, how has life been since last year's win in the PFL? It must be completely different, right?
Man, life is different. Life is different. Life's blessed. I'm grateful. What I mean, to be featured on this, to have conversations with y'all, to travel the world, and now I'm getting to go to Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. Like I'm grateful, man. I'm very very grateful. I'm back home where my parents live right now in North Carolina for a day. My little sister is graduating high school, and just to be able to come out here and
Oh, that's
celebrate
great.
her, and like I mean, I could tell you how
Hmm.
many graduations and special holidays and moments I've missed, to
Hmm.
get to where we are today. Like
Of course.
to be here right now means a lot for me, and I appreciate y'all. While I'm over here getting a new hat and some stuff, I appreciate your patience and just having me on your podcast because, man, it means a lot to me. It means a lot to me. Like I'm pursuing my dreams, doing what I love, and I get to share with you what you're doing. So I'm very grateful.
Yeah, man, sounds great. What was the one big lesson that you learned from last year's ordeal? Because it was quite difficult in the beginning, right?
Yeah, so I'll say is you have to keep your faith, right? Keep your
Mhm.
faith. Never give up when you have like a dream. Like for me, it's one of those things where I was like living in the car, the
Mhm.
farm, the yurt, training, like wondering when the next fight's gonna be, and then like before you know, it's like it's no fight, and then you have a year, you have like 5 fights in a year, and I'm grateful. So like, you have to like stay the course, and keep your faith because before you know it, your whole life changes. And sometimes people quit, sometimes people stop going for their dreams. Like few seconds before their life's about to change. And like if you feel like I said, the devil tries to distract before great moments. But if you feel like you're about to stop, you don't want to keep going for your dreams, that's the time you keep pressing in. And like, man, like I stand before you today, as a world champion, but I'm also like super happy that I'm like just getting to do what I love and then having this fight in Riyadh next month. Like I'm just like, what? It's like you not never always stay the course and always stay focused because man, like you'll try to get discouraged left and right, and you just keep
Yeah.
showing love. Your life will change.
What was it specifically that kept you going after being cut from the UFC?
What specifically kept me going is like it's a three parts. My faith. I still believe in God. I'm Christian. I thank God for what He's put in my life and the blessings. Like I always knew this is where I'm meant to be. So I have this calling on my life to use fighting in a positive way, in a positive light. To in a sense, like so. I think in order for me to use it in a positive light, I had to go through negative things, right? Because if my
Exactly.
life just like if my life is just positive, if my life is strictly always happy, then what what testimony do I have to draw from? But
Right.
since I went through some challenging moments, that allowed me to be a light in dark places, and hopefully people can see that for themselves. Two,
Yeah, yeah.
my family. My family is my support, my love, my inspiration. Like I knew that I could help change their lives by me fighting better, by me staying focused. And three, my teammates, my trainers, my training partners, everybody back home. Like they absolutely inspire me. They absolutely like encourage me in ways that like I could never explain. Like I mean I haven't been able to explain yet that I could never. And like as somebody who that relied on me that I love, I knew from my heart that like so long as I stay the course, everybody's life can change for the better. So I'm not gonna sit here, pull back, pull off, and wonder what I can become. I'm gonna make myself become that. And that's how I looked at it. And
Yeah.
that's what kept me going. That's what kept me going.
Hey, you talked about your dad's journey from the Congo to the US and the hardship that
Yeah.
he had to undergo. So tell us about that and how that molded you into the person you are right now.
Yeah. People try to make me cry in an interview. My dad is he's my inspiration. I tell everybody this. My dad is the man that I want to be when I grow up. He's like, people say they have their superheroes, they have all these people, and like, you know, I'm I respect it. I'm grateful. But for me, my dad, man, he's done so much great work. He's so loving, he's so caring, and he never ever quit. Right? He came to this country with $16 in his pocket. Education brought him here. He's an engineer by trade. He's a business owner. He's been through ups and downs, and man, he's just a loving, faith-filled man. He loves my mom like his best friend. He loves his family. He serves. He calls me King Impa. He calls my sister Queen Victoria. He calls my brother Master David. He calls my mom the number one queen. This is the queen. And then he calls himself the helper. For me, like Um, he's the thank you. He's the one who he really just shows so much love to us, and that for me, man, like that's my absolute inspiration. And I'm like, if you know his story, right? He came to study $16 in his pocket. He worked as a
Yeah.
busboy. He knew the education. He brought his entire family over. He's the one who bridged the gap. Actually, when I
Yeah.
fought in Abu Dhabi when I was in the UFC, my dad sewed the flags together, the flag that I carry out, the Congolese flag and the United States flag. And he's like, it's such a significant moment for me in my career because like he's the one who sewed the nations together, and like everybody's lives changed. Man, so many generations are born here now all over the world on my mom's side. But my dad's such a loving man, and he takes no junk from anybody. But at the same time, he
Mhm.
is the absolutely most loving person as a man that I know. And he's the guy, he is the man that I want to be when I grow up, I say. So, like, it's cool to have my own inspiration as my dad. He still texts me, he still calls me. He's like, hey, make sure you answer your phone when I'm calling you. I'm like, Dad, I was on a motorcycle ride. He's like, look, your phone has, your helmet has headphones. So he still stays on me. And, like, it's good to spend time with him. I'm here with him right now, and he's with my mom. He took her to get her eyebrows done. He's a great man, and he showed me like don't follow the ways of this world and keep focusing on God. And his
Mhm.
journeys has been so up, down, challenging, but he showed so much love. And like now, like he's my sister graduates, and he can be empty nesters in a way. They can travel around. He says
Yeah.
he calls my mom. He calls my mom, who is his wife. They call each other boyfriend and girlfriend. He's like I can go travel with my girlfriend. So like man, so it's just like to see like him at this point in his life now can just enjoy it, man. That's what gets me going. That's what makes me want to fight anybody. That's what makes me want to just like get after it because he is so
Mhm.
special. And yeah, man, him and my mom are just like beautiful people, and it's cool. It's cool. So like well, actually where I live in South Florida, sometimes I take the same walks he used to take me on when I was a kid to reminisce and remember what he's done in my life. So yeah, man, his journey is beautiful. The sacrifices made, the education, the patience, the work, the drive. He drove my brother and sister to every single volleyball match, football, basketball game. I mean, over hundreds of thousands, literally probably over 1,000,000 miles over the past couple of years across the United States, and never complains. Just loves and loves and loves. And yeah, so that's my guy. That's my guy right there. That's my dad. So
That's
yeah,
amazing.
thank you.
When you were living out of your car, you said that you were really at peace. How were you able to
Yeah.
find peace in spite of the circumstances?
Oh man, like so for me, you got some great questions. You got me thinking. uh, when
That's
I
my
was
job.
when I was when I was in the car, I was just like I had exactly what I needed. Nothing extra, nothing extra at all. But I had everything I needed. And for me, uh, it was, what's the word? I have a Bible. I would write in my
Mhm.
journal. I would
Mhm.
go to church. I would train and wake up in the morning. And I just had just enough. Like I would start working, get some clients. I'd have just enough. I would DoorDash. I would go to this restaurant, help out a little bit. But I would wake up in the morning. I brush my teeth. I stuff ordered on Instacart. I had great support. And I would go train and I come back. I go train and I come back home. I go train and I come back home and I literally had everything that I needed. So I was at peace, man. I was so at peace, like knowing that like no matter what I'm gonna keep, and I kept improving in the gym. I kept improving. Like I would talk to Henry and I hit the heavy bag in the morning and he's like, what are you doing here, sir? I'm like, hey, I'm training. He didn't know I was in my car. And then but I knew I had everything I needed and I was loving what I gotta do. I'm a motorcycle, so I go on rides. And
Uh-huh.
man, I would just pray and journal and I would always believe I always believe that one day it's not going to be like this. It's not gonna be, and then like like it paid off. It paid off, and I was
Yes,
like,
it did.
golly,
It definitely did.
it paid off. So that's it. And that for me was just like that for me was the cool part, you know.
Yeah.
So
You know, Now that things are looking
yeah,
bright, you have a new family member in Beacon. So tell us about him and
hey,
what it means to take on that responsibility because it is a responsibility.
yeah. So Beacon right now, he's in the car with my little sister. She took me to this hat store because I had to get a new cowboy hat and some stuff. But hey, he's so sweet. He's taking a nap. My coach trainer, Dita Navarro, he's a amazing man coach. Him and friend Christian Rouse had bred these dogs and with three dogs, Harley and Dirk. And I was funny enough, I was like maybe the middle last year, I said, man, I want to get a dog. It'd be great for me to have a dog and just be to myself, like single, no kids. I travel a lot. It'd be fun to bring a dog on trips. And he's like, yo, we're actually about to, breed these kids. And I was like, let's go. Well, that was my Christmas gift. I got him after my birthday, so it became like a double birthday Christmas gift. And man, he's so sweet. He's funny. He traveled for the first time with me from Miami to Charlotte, North Carolina. 2 hour trip, no issues at all. He didn't like the car as much, but he likes that. And yeah, he's a responsibility, man. I goes to have him take him to go hunt with me. Go to when I start that, when I go on these trips and walk and like love nature. And he's a good boy. He's funny. My parent, I think, but funny enough, I brought him home, and I have a feeling my sister and my mom are gonna steal him from me. So they're gonna steal. They love him more. They love him so much. And my sister has a dog, and my mom was like, she got out the car and just took him from me, and he loves him. So he's a good dog, man. He's a good dog. He likes to bite ankles right now, make a couple messes, but he's a baby, so I can't be too upset with him. You know, he's loving it. When I go to Riyadh, I have friends who are gonna take care of him. So like it's cool. Like it keeps a process. Like I wake up in the morning, I read my word, I get after it, I train, I do what I need to do. But he's also just very like just a good dog to be around. Just a good dog to be around. Like he's the biggest one in his litter. So I'm very excited to see how big he gets. But I realize he likes to eat and sleep. So he's a big guy to be around, man. And hope I'll take him on some motorcycle rides and some other
Oh,
adventures. But yeah.
yeah,
So yeah, gotta give him a sidecar or something. So
yeah,
he's my
that'll be
guy.
so cool. With those goggles, it'll be so cool
Yeah,
to
like
see.
the goggles, you know. Yeah, for sure. I gotta get him like his own setup. But he's my little guy. I'll talk about him all day. I told people, I said, look, you better watch out because now this dog, you might not see another thing about fighting on Instagram. You'll see fighting and you'll see Beacon. So
He's a
he's a
Belgian
good guy.
Malinois, right?
Yeah, Belgian Malinois. Yep. Yeah.
Very athletic
So
dog.
yeah, I mean, I saw videos of them run up walls, jump and
Mhm.
bite something with like the mouth and come land in your hand. They're super athletic. And I think, I mean, Beacon, like it's funny. Like it's in about a week or so of having him, he'll take off like and he'll try to play with you in my head like, look, it's not time to run right now. I need you to come back to me. So he's a good guy. He's a good guy, but he's doing well. He's doing well. Like I appreciate him. I love this little guy. I love him. I love him.
Yeah. After all that struggle and becoming a champion,
Mhm.
you have a new challenge because of the PFL Bellator merger. So, what did you think about the merger when it first happened or when you first heard about it?
Oh man, I loved it. I was like, let's go. Like it's more people in the pool, it's more people in the territory, the more battles. Like you don't ever go in this in your life and feel like you just at the end of the career and like, did I do my all? Did I give my best? Am I the best version of myself? No. Like I step into this, I'm like, let's go. Let's go. And like I have the absolute best of the best. And then like how cool is it? Like, okay, Johnny Eblen, solid fighter. How about what's his name? We have Nemkov, Francis Ngannou, but now like you like, okay, what are the matchups? And like to be
Mhm.
considered to be a part of this, to be in this, man, like
Yeah.
I'm absolutely blessed. I'm absolutely blessed. And I'm like, let's go. So when I saw the announcement, when I saw the matchups, I was like, man, I pray that I get the best. And like now to fight Johnny Eblen, I think that's really, really cool. A really cool moment in my career and a really cool part of my life. So I'm um I'm loving it. I think that it's elevated MMA as a whole. And I
Yeah.
believe that it's elevated the fighters. Because they say rising tide raises all ships. So the ones that don't want to rise will sink, and the ones that will rise and
Yeah.
take over. So I say I'm going into uncharted waters, and I'm going to build a warship. So I'm stoked. I'm stoked.
Yeah, like you said,
Yeah.
Johnny is considered to be one of the best middleweights in the world. So
Yes,
what
sir.
was it that exactly went through your mind when this fight was announced or when it was brought to you first?
My prayers are being answered. That was my first thought. Yeah, I always wanted to be multiple weight class champion. I want to fight the best of the best, take them all out. And now this is the day that I'll do it, February 24th. I got to see a guy who's excellent at what he's done. He's done great work. He's dominated. He's pushed forward. He comes from a great gym. He's done excellent work. And that's what I've been praying for. I've been praying for those opportunities to get those. I've been working for it too. Praying and working, praying and working. And it's like, wow, prayers are being answered now. We'll get the job done. And hey, I remember at the time when they called it was either him or Nemkov, but Nemkov only if he stayed at light heavyweight. He didn't go to
Yeah.
light heavyweight, so I was like, okay, whatever. Listen, it's Johnny Eblen. Let's go. And I said, either way, I can still make 170. So for me to have
Right.
this fight, to have this opportunity, I'm just like, let's go. And I'm gonna make the most of it. I'm gonna take advantage of it. I'm gonna claim this victory. And that's like it. And it's gonna be that catalyst. It's gonna be that thing that catapults me into the next dimension. So I'm very, very I'm blessed. I'm blessed for sure.
How's the training camp been for this fight?
Man, it's been an awesome training camp. It's the best one yet. And we're still improving every single day. I'm excited for it's the best one to the next one. Like my training partners have helped me out. My trainers, my coaches have been like challenging me to be better every single day. No junk taken from anybody. And like I'm in a blessed position. I'm in a very, very blessed position. So I'm happy. Because I'm happy with how this camp's turning out. So
But do you think that Eblen has an advantage at middleweight?
no, I don't look at the weight. I look at it as like the fight, right? People focus on the weight. They focus on this. Like the weight's cool. It's a formality, but it's like being a better fighter. Want to claim his victory and show it and dominate. Like I think it's awesome. It's good, great. He's done great work at it. He's done great work at middleweight. He's earned the respect he's being given. I respect him, but to say an advantage, no. I think he has some really good areas. I think he has experience. I think he has knowledge. I think he has grit, toughness, heart, and but that's what you expect, right? We don't go.
Yeah,
If you go hunting for something, you go fight somebody, you go fight the best warriors. You're like, all right, they're gonna be bad. No, I look at it like he's gonna be very good, and like that's what I want, and like those going to be very great, going to be excellent, and when I take them out, I don't have to talk junk. I keep moving forward.
Yeah. And he trained with Sean Strickland and a lot of other people in anticipation for this fight, and also he was helping Sean for his fight against Rikas.
Mm-hmm.
But was there anyone you specifically reached out to help you for this fight?
No, I didn't reach out to anybody specifically. I have my same training partners, teammates I've had from day one at Kill Cliff. We have everything we need, man. We have everybody we need. The people that stay with us, stay with us. The people that go, they go. And DK Fitness down in Miami. Like I train with kids who are 16, 17 years old. I train with men who have been great champions as well. Like I don't boast about it. I don't brag about it. I'm just very, very grateful for the team that I have, and I'm blessed, right? And like we have people who rotate in and out because people have a camp, they go in and out. But I know that with the training partners that I do have, I'm in a very solid position, So that's how I look at it.
You're also keen on the fight with Francis Ngannou, who is one of the biggest names right now in combat sports. So how likely is that fight to happen?
It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Speaking to justice, I'm gonna make it happen, make it undeniable. And I keep working, keep pushing forward, and before you know it, I'll get that fight offer, and I'll get dominate. So for me, it's I gotta earn it. Dominate this fight February 24th. Dominate the fight in the season. Claim this title again when the season starts, and then after all that's said and done, be like, hey, like there's nobody else besides Impa who should take these fights, and I'll look at it. Hey, we'll have another conversation again. Like, do you remember when you were calling him out? Remember this? And I'm like, hey man, like now I've won the middleweight, light heavyweight championship, and whatever they'll call that belt when I fight Francis. When that time comes, I'll come back victory and keep moving forward. And that's what I love. So
yeah. And how important is staying true to your roots and like giving back to the place you came from? So like Themba Gorimbo is doing a great job of helping people and doing his part. Did you get a chance to talk to him about that?
Actually, we spoke a little bit, a couple of times. I saw him at the MMA Awards. I spoke to him online. I love what he's doing. He's an inspiration, for me. Like I've got reached out by just a few people in Congo, like, about like all that's been going on in my life. For me, it's to get it organized and do that. And like I draw inspiration different ways. I talk to my parents, a lot because they've obviously lived there in Congo. So for me, it's like, how do I put it together? How do I do it correctly? And like what we're going to do. So, I'd like to do something by the summertime, especially going into next year. Make it organized, whether it's like fitness equipment, medical supplies, helping out with different educational, tools. Whether it's sponsor a child to go to school here in the United States or in Europe or somewhere or in Africa, like, helping build better schools, not just bringing them out of the country, but also developing programs there too. So like, that's what it's about. My mom always told me, she said, look, you can be great at what you do all this great work, but until you do work that, that honors God and helps people, you won't be as proud. So like that's like another mission of mine. And so we're getting in that position. We're about to be in that position to do it well. So I want to make sure we do it right, do it well, and that people are put in the best position ever. So I'm looking forward to it.
Well, that sounds lovely. That is very inspirational coming from you. You want to give back, and that's just absolutely unbelievable, to be honest. Coming from where you did come, your story. I read about it. I have been following your career, and it's been a pleasure for me to talk to you about all of this. And I'm actually like, I have goosebumps right now that I'm talking to a
Oh
lightweight,
man, man,
and he's going to fight and probably do even more great things in his career. So it's a
thank
great
you.
day in my life, in my career right now that I'm talking to you. So thank you so
Oh
much
man,
for talking for us.
thank
So
you.
before we
God
wrap it
bless
up,
you. Thank you.
yeah, do you have anything you want to say to your fans, Impa?
Yeah, man, everybody who supports me, everybody who's there for me, everybody who's been in my life and encouraged me, send me nice messages. If I've gotten back to you, I haven't seen it yet. Thank you so much. Commit to your own adventure. I say that, like, whatever that may be. Like, I have my page, Chilobo's Trek, and I encourage people to just go after their own adventure in their own way, whatever that may be. For you, journalism, it's an honor to speak to you. So thank you. I take this as a blessing because, man, I remember who was talking to me way before, but now I get to speak with you. So thank you. Whatever you have, like in your life, give yourself one more day. Don't look at it as a day where you're like, oh, this is challenging, it's tough. If you take something from my life, no trial lasts forever. All right.
Mhm.
So just keep stacking on the blessings and stay disciplined and understand that your best days are ahead of you.
Thank you so much, Impa, and all the very best for your fight against Johnny Eblen. And I think
Thank you.
I'm totally rooting for you, and I'm gonna watch that match. And just all the very best. And thank you so much for talking to us.
Thank you so much. God bless you.
Yeah.